Hi Vidar,
Hey, hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, good. How's it going? Yeah.
I want to ask you about how it feels to be a guest and not a host. You used to have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. In lockdown, I did these podcasts online,
Semicolon Films.
Semicolon Films. We're planning to put something together back again. Uh, it's nice. I've done a couple of these. None of them are out for some reason, but the podcasts, it's nice. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't think I have enough amount of things to talk about, but we'll figure it out.
I want to ask about the channel. Like, what was the motive behind the channel when you made that?
Semicolon Films you're talking about?
Yes, yes.
So YouTube channel was a byproduct because I wanted to start. So it's not. I don't treat it as a YouTube channel. We have not uploaded in ages. Uh, it's a production company we run. It's four of us, and this production company called Semicolon Films, and we write, direct, and make music videos, art films, features, documentaries, short films, and we have a couple of other things planned that we are planning to execute this year. So it's a production company, and then one outlet was YouTube. Now we understood that YouTube is a different game where uh, you need a lot of things constantly to work in order for a YouTube channel to become what it is, what other YouTubers are doing. And that's not the way we want to go because distribution of films has a different path. So, but it's still a great space to showcase the work you've done previously. And the podcast, I just was very extremely bored during the lockdown, and I really wanted to learn about films and talk to these people who like their work I've admired for a really long time. So just reached out to a couple of them, and I didn't expect they will respond, but all of them did.
Same for me.
But all of them did, and I was like, "Oh, this is great!" And so yeah, it just happened like that. And I am yeah, I love this format. It's growing as well, so we might put together another podcast soon. Are we already recording?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who was your favorite guest?
I liked all of them, man. But there is one little trivia I can give you is that. Uh, I was in engineering, and then a bunch of things happened, and then I switched to filmmaking. I grew up on mainstream Hindi cinema. I had no idea about artistic films at all. Cinema as an art form is not something you usually come across when you're not related to films or any art field, right? So, but then I watched Ship of Thesis after a workshop, and that blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is also possible in films. This is a possibility as well. So since then, Anand Gandhi became like something. He's always been special, right? So finally, he was very busy. Then finally, I got a date when we were about to shoot a podcast. So we got on board. Google Meet, like Zoom call was set. He came online and say, "Hey, hi Vidar, how's it going?" I was like, "Hi sir, how are you?" And bam, my system crashed. The electricity went off, and then he got into his film, so I could never record that podcast. So that's one thing. But apart from that, all the guests have given me so much knowledge that choosing one would be a little unfair. So I don't have a favorite. I like all of them.
Who was the one guest like you could have opened up more
Could have opened up more, as in.
आप लोगों की बात अच्छी तरीके से नहीं हुई आप उस गेस्ट को और ओपन अप कर सकते
Oh, actually, that didn't happen. A lot of conversations took place after the recording was over, or maybe before the recording happened, and that was really fun. Uh, to just have a conversation and not ask questions, or just like a normal human conversation. I had a really long chat with Jay Oza. I also had a really good conversation, and then it happened during lockdown, so I met them online, and then when I met them offline, it was like, oh, okay, huh, okay, now we finally meet after 2 years, 3 years. Dheer I met recently, after like more than 3 years. I think I did that podcast in 2020. So yeah, Dar I met recently. So it's
I
really.
love your podcast with Devashir Mukherjee.
Oh yeah. That was very intense. I keep meeting Sor, and I have to still appreciate his film. Did you watch Oram?
No, I didn't know.
Please go, please, if you
Mm,
can find the time to. So that was very intense. That podcast was very intense. You can see it in the first 20 seconds that the yeah, very intense, very intense.
Like how you were able to open him like that much. He was talking about HG and like the low phase he was.
Uh, he's a very well articulated and open man in general. Uh, he speaks really, really well. If you see his latest podcast with Chalchitra as well, very, very well articulated. But I don't know, just have a genuine conversation, and that's I didn't have a strategy in mind. That it just happens. I like talking to people. I love talking to people. So I think that's how it translated to people being able to feel they were comfortable enough to share these things, and he's been open about a lot of things in general as well. So yeah, I think that is what-
Who are your favorite filmmaking YouTube channels or podcasts related to films?
Oh, okay. I like Thomas Flight. I watch a lot of film related content on YouTube. Wait, now you see cinema. Wait, there's one channel which I keep going back to. They have really long videos, but I'll check it out and tell you. Like Stories of Old. There's a channel called this like Stories of Old. Uh, Thomas Flight is there. There was one more which this Screen 4. I don't know if you know about that. Carsten Rehnquist is a good reviewer, I think. And yeah, there are a bunch of others. Mm, too many channels. Nerdwriter, he doesn't upload much now, but
No, right.
Nerdwriter one was there. Screened is there. Uh, then if
Yeah.
you want to learn production, I liked your channel. I genuinely liked your channel. I'm happy. In India, a lot of like very few people do video essays, no, or I have not come across a lot. I really liked your channel. Uh, I don't know any other Indian channels. Please suggest some.
A cinema beyond like he used to make.
Yeah, yeah, Vineet, but he passed away recently. Rest in peace. Uh, yeah, yeah, that was really nice. Uh, he used to make really
Any
good
film critic from India, like you really follow him.
film critique. I don't follow a lot of film
His
critiques.
companion, you watch any?
Yeah, now and then. But they end up telling the story, then it just ruins, like, more or less, they tell the story. So then I don't like to read about the film, or if possible, not even watch the trailer before I go and watch the film. Just not knowing anything, na, it's always fun. That usually happens during the festivals when you're running around and you miss the screening you're supposed to go, and then you just enter a random theater without knowing anything, and the film just takes you by surprise. That's really fun. I genuinely don't follow a lot of film critiques in general as well. I don't know why. Maybe I should. So I don't have any recommendations in that.
How your filmmaking journey started, like when you fall in love from films.
So, as I mentioned earlier, I was studying engineering, but I always wanted to do something.
Which college?
Somaya, if you know, in Ghatkopar, Mumbai.
No, no.
Yeah. Where you from?
I'm from Jalandhar, Punjab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm from born and brought up in Bombay only. So there's a college called Somaya. So I did my computer engineering diploma for 3 years over there. Then I did a year of degree over there, and then I dropped out. So I always wanted to do something in films, but as I mentioned, I had no connection to what happens behind the scenes. I actually didn't even know what a director does, right? So I was like, okay, I'll become an actor. I want to become an actor. But then tried a few things with a couple of friends, didn't work out. But in that process, I actually discovered the process of filmmaking. And one, like, I keep mentioning this to so there is a filmmaker called Urvazi Irani, uh, very artistic. She also teaches films and acting, right? So I had a chance to do a one-on-one workshop with her for 3 days, and she actually made me see film as an art form, and she exposed me to a lot of other things. And that 3 day workshop completely changed my perspective, and it pushed me to start learning more. And I'm a bit of a nerd, so I really like reading and watching things about theories and films and everything. So that's why I actually enjoyed your channel as well. So I was like, okay, and then that just pivot, no, that just completely changed. So then I was like, oh, this is very beautiful, because over here, whatever you grow up with, it's pretty limited, I felt. And then I started watching world cinema and a lot of good films like Ship of Theseus I mentioned, Court I watched, didn't understand. For the first time when I watched it, I was like, why did this end abruptly? But then you realize it's the condition and what the film is not about the court case, it's about court in general, etc., etc. So then started learning. So before that, when I wanted to become an actor, I was already making short films. I started making short films on my own, right? But then this whole learning happened, and I was like, oh, I enjoy staying behind the camera. Maybe I'll enjoy staying in front of the camera as well. Who knows? But then slowly, then I started making shorts. Then
Documentaries you made.
I made one short doc as a part of my film program, which I did, uh, which was on world's youngest tabla player, Truptaraj. And yeah, but I want to pursue, like, I want to explore documentaries as well. But till now, majority of my work has been fiction. Then we started doing music videos, a little bit of digital ad films of sorts. Then more short films happened, and by the end of my graduation, I was writing. I was supposed to do a thesis film, 35-minute long, but when I developed it, it became like a feature length, 60, 70 minutes, called Shunya. And we were like, this is what appeals to us. I mean the people who were together with me for the thesis project, my classmates and others. So we were like, we'll just commit to it. And by the end of third year, we ended up finally making. I finally directed a feature film, and it's been 3 years since we shot the film. 2020. I finished the film recently, 2023. So hopefully, let's see what happens with the film. But yeah, that happened, and now I'm just the last short film was screened at Mami. Made a couple of other short films, working on a couple of feature films now. So has been the journey and constantly trying to learn uh, the craft, the art of it. I guess. And
Few films that you want to recommend.
yeah, you mentioned I have to recommend films. I was just going through my letterbox. Uh,
No, go for it.
I think
100, 150, one.
I think Iranian films really influenced me initially. Still do. Abbas Kiarostami. Even like right now, the book I'm revisiting is also called Lessons with Kiarostami. It's a compilation of the workshops he took. So, Close Up, Taste of Cherry. A lot of people don't like some someone in love. What is it called? The Japanese film he made, like Someone in Love. But I actually really enjoyed that film as well. I love Jafar Panahi's films. Uh, Taxi I watched recently, and it just the way he talks about politics of it while staying in the constraints he has, making it look like a documentary, but you know it's fiction, and so well crafted. It's mind blowing. And so yeah, Taxi, Close Up, um, Indian films. I think I really enjoyed Court, Ship of Theseus, Tithi. What else? I like Amit Datta's work. If you have just all of any of his work, I really enjoy that kind of films. In if What else? Wait, I'll just Patterson. I really enjoyed one of my friend Nemil Shah. I think he's also gonna be over
Yes,
there.
he is also
Yeah,
one of the guests.
yeah. So he made me watch Patterson because he loves that film, and it's just such a nice film. Like it just makes you feel good. So Patterson, I really liked. I'm just checking this. Oh yeah. So what happened is that I'm not a cinephile. I don't watch a lot of films, but I really want to, and I really enjoy. But this year, what happened is, like 2023, I joined this film club. There's a guy called Mukund and Joel. So every Wednesday, 9 p.m., people come to his place and watch films. And it's called Now Screening at Treehouse on Instagram. And great films they make you watch. Really good films. Now we are really sad because they had to move out or something like that happened. So maybe they'll restart a film club. But over there, I watched Yee. The last film they screened was Yee, and
Yee by Edward Moore.
Edward Yang, yeah. So that I absolutely loved. The last film I watched was I'm just checking the letterbox. Dream Scenario, I watched last film I watched was Dream Scenario. That is very nice. Uh, I think Joyland, Joyland. That film last year stood out for me like anything.
For
Joyland.
me as well,
Yeah,
it's my top five.
yeah.
Joy.
So beautiful, so so good, so good. So Joyland, I would strongly recommend. Then I think About Dry Grasses. Uh, oh, I got to watch it on a big screen.
Like in Mami, you watch it.
They didn't have About Dry Grasses in Mami. I watched it at Iffy, Goa. Bro, you really have to watch that film. It's beautiful. Beautiful. 3 hours, 17 minutes long, just fly by. So that's yeah. And I really liked I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Quentin Dupe, who made Yannick, that is his last film, who made Dali, which was at Mami this year, Deer Skin. He's surrealistic, absurdist filmmaker. I really enjoy his work. Like even the ad film he does, he's just something else only. He also makes music called Mr. On Spotify. You should check it out, Mr. Ozio, Ozio. So I really like his work. Then what else? I really like the Book of Solutions, which was at Mami. Then Shivamma, I really liked. Mithya, I really liked. Stolen is also a very nice film. Right now, I think they're going to Palm Springs. Should definitely check it out. It's an Indian film. Uh,
Abhishek Banerjee.
Abhishek Banerjee is there. Yes, yes. Stolen is there. Then, yeah, man, a lot of films. After Sun, After Sun. That film I've watched for so many times and studied because this you should read the screenplay and then also watch the film. It's an exercise I did with Nemil only. So that's very interesting.
Like how you study a film. Like, can you describe it?
Mm, I think first viewing now I'm able to just watch the film. Initial days when I was really hyped up about things, I was like, oh, ye shot aise liya hai. Oh, this is nice. What is the director trying to say with this cut or this or that? And then that ruins your experience. And I want to be a film viewer first to enjoy this. So I started. So first viewing, you just watch, right? And then second viewing, then you start noticing because you know where it is going, no? So you start picking up on the writing cues. Oh, this is where they established this so subtly for the writer to take me to the on this journey where, let's say, if you break it down at minute 27, this would happen, right? So then you start noticing those things. After Sun, I really wanted to study because have you seen After Sun?
Yes, yes.
So in that film, uh, if you see on the surface, nothing happens, right? So very, and I find it very fascinating to write a film like that. So I started reading the screenplay, and the screenplay and screen has a lot of difference. So while reading, you understand how beautifully it has been written, but then you see how the editor, cinematographer, and the director collaborated for this to get converted into this. They have played around with a lot of things, a lot of scenes are jumbled up, and you also notice that a lot of things were shot like one take, and then there are cuts, but the editor has done works so beautifully that you just don't notice. And a lot, so it's so I what we did is we started reading a couple of scenes and we started watching a couple of scenes, but by the time we reached the halfway we were like, "Arey, we are not able to find the scenes over here, they're all around." So we're like, fuck it, let's just one enjoy the film once again. So yeah, and you just watch, and if it hits you that, oh, this, like very randomly it hits you, like if you watch Shoplifters, Hirokazu Koreeda, if I'm pronouncing it right, his films, mind blowing. Now nobody knows, absolutely strongly recommended. Shoplifters, everybody knows. Like Father Like Son, strongly recommend. All of his films, I've not seen Monster yet, but I've heard it's his best. So I was just saying, Shoplifters, when we were watching it, when it released over here, the son and the father are talking about just feeling like two small fishes, and very, he just cuts to an extreme shot. The whole city landscape, night landscape, is behind them, and they're just actually looking like. And now I was not looking for anything in that. It just stuck with me, and it's been what, 4 years, 5 years. So just let it be. Like randomly, things will stick, and you will realize. Yeah.
Like you have made a short film as well. So what are your experience while making it?
Uh, the last one we shot, it's called
Should I kill my?
Should I Kill Myself or Have a Cup of Coffee? I have a thing for long titles. Uh, so that one, I wrote a script.
How the idea came for the title?
Uh,
First of all.
for the title, it's a quote by Albert Camus, father of absurdism, and it literally has nothing to do with the film. That's the fun part of it. I just wanted to make an absurd film which makes no sense. I've been collecting rejection letters from film festivals for a really long time now. So I was like, इस पे कुछ किया जा सकता है. So I wrote script, but while shooting, so Abhishek, who played, who's the protagonist, there are two protagonists. So Abhishek, who plays Albert, I know him for a really long time. He was there in Bandish, and we did one more film called When Plato Came Home. So I know him as a person, and he has a lot of energy, and he knows how to improvise. So while shooting the film, I gave him a free hand, while of course directing him, ki, "Nahi, this is going out of what we are trying to do." And we just had a lot of fun while shooting the film because it doesn't make sense to be extremely serious about things while making a fun film, right? And
Yes,
I
absolutely.
was, I always plan too much. I always like think too much. And this time I was like, just let it be, bro. Let's just enjoy the process of making it. So 2 days we shot. One day we just roamed around Bombay. We knew a couple of things. We knew a couple of gags. It's an absurd comedy, uh, and improvised, shot on the streets, super fun. The film also is it's stylistically shot like a mockumentary, right? So one day we just roamed around the city, shot. Second day we had a specific scene to shoot, that too in Bombay as well. So uh, this one was really fun, really fun. But that's not usually the case. I don't know how to explain. Experience has been good only. Shoots are always hectic, super hectic. All you have a lot
Do
of
you let them improvise or stick with the script?
last two short films I did. Uh, so before this, I made a film called When Plato Came Home. That's a 21-minute long experimental silent film, no conversation. So there was no space to improvise in terms of verbal improvisation. And the script is 2 pages. It's just bunch of lines, and then the film is 21 minutes. I had a lot of things which I was discovering on set with the actors, with my DP, Pranav, that this is how we want to stretch time, this is how we want to shoot things. And that film was it's very self indulgent, I'll accept that. But yeah, I'll ask the actors to fight. There's a scene where two characters are trying to kill each other. So if that counts as improvisation, yes, then I do. But I don't know if I uh, in short films you have so little time, no, to shoot as well because of the budget, because of the time, because of the time length of the film as well. But I always try to let the actors be, because just you have to understand, you have to have an understanding of who this character is, because improvisation can go anywhere away from the film as well. Maybe you can find something which you as a writer never thought of, but then you should be okay to pursue that as well. But while shooting a short film, you have so little time, uh, because of
How many days like you shot the film?
which one?
Uh, should I
Actually,
kill myself?
that was 2 days. 2 days we shot that, just 2 days, and all the other films before that, all the other short films before that, we shot in a day. That's
And what was the budget like approximately?
of this. It's just a bunch of friends coming together and shooting, bro. As I said that Mami deadline was coming and we wanted to do something for Mami because this is my last year to submit in that section called Dimensions. Back in 2018, I had a film in Mami called In Space Without a Spaceship. This is my last year because I'm 25 and next year I'll be 26. Then I can't submit a film in that specific section. I went. So I was like, yeah, let's do something. Now this section was really fun. So it was like that. So just put together a film and started shooting. So budgets are always super low, man. But you find a way, you figure out a way around it. Uh, yeah, but usually how all the other films have. more or less shot in a day. If I'm not, yeah, 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 more or less.
And editing, how much time it takes?
Uh, this it varies. Like for example, the film I was talking about when Plato came home, that I edited for like 10 days. I was
It
only
is also
editing
long, like 20 minutes
20 minutes.
also.
Yeah, but I think I was trying to find the balance of things in that. So 10 days I edited. Uh, should I kill myself? I edited over like 2, 3, 4 days and then sound design. But Plato, we did sound design and music for a month or more than a month because it's a silent film and I wanted to do a lot of things with sound. So that we did for a month, and then color grading and everything was happening side by side. So yeah, no fixed time. Take as much time as you want, unless and until like it's a music video and you have a client to like meet deadlines and all. Yeah,
It got premiered at Mami as well. So did you meet anyone?
a lot of people, lot of people. Because what Mami did this year was that if a film is in Mami, you have access to a filmmakers program, which is where I met a lot of international filmmakers, producers, filmmakers from India. Met lots and lots of people. That's why I couldn't watch films. I was just at the filmmakers program, meeting these amazing, beautiful filmmakers. We had a lot of case
Which
studies where we
can you
watched.
name them?
Indian, you saying? I met.
International filmmakers, Indian
I
both.
don't want to mispronounce their names, so I'll try to. So, okay, I met Ismail. He's an Indonesian filmmaker who made a film called Sara this year, which was at Mami. I met his producer Charlie. Then I don't know, man. I met Pratik, Vats, Saurav Rai, Archana Phadke, Shaunak. I had a brief interaction with. Mm, Meera Nair. I had a conversation with Meera Nair. Uh, then it's too many people, man. So uh, there's a filmmaker. He made Dormitory. Wait, I'll name all the Indian filmmakers. Sumant Bhatt, who made Mithya. Great conversations with him. Should also watch his film. Then so because we spent 7 8 days together at the filmmakers program, we all became like good. Like we had a lot of time and conversations. Jay Shankar Aryar, who made Shivamma, his film was at Busan. Then I met who else? Who else? Who else? A lot of people. Yeah, I met Rajat sir, Rajat Kapoor. Uh, and at parties we met a lot of other people as well. As I said, I had like honor to have a conversation with Meera ma'am. And she is just super sweet, super humble. So that was a highlight, and a lot of people, man. Like it's just too many names. So yeah, and that genuinely helped a lot in understanding how the international market of films works. Yeah, that was good.
Any books currently you are reading?
Right now I'm reading, as I said, Lessons with Kirosami. I'm revisiting that book, and before that I was again revisiting The Stranger by Albert Camus. There's another book uh, called Wait, I have to check. It's a very long title, so I don't want to. But that book I'm reading because I'm planning to do something with it. It's called. So my producer gave the book to me. Dry. This one. Drive your over the bones of the dead. This I just started. Very interesting mystery, crime book. So yeah, these are the two things I'm reading right now. Yeah, book recommendations. I won't have any, but I'm not an avid reader. But yeah,
How can someone become a filmmaker? Like if they want to start their journey. If you want to give an advice also.
I'm too young and new. I am a young filmmaker, man. What do you mean? You think I'm old? I'm not.
No, you have made short films and got premiered at Mami.
Uh, yeah, I was 21 when I shot my feature film, Shunya, and I don't think I knew how to become a filmmaker I don't know even if I right now I'll be able to. What I can share is the journey I took, which I already told you. Uh, you should definitely love the craft of it, the hustle of it, or else from if it feels like, oh, this is a fancy world, the as old people say, now you've called me old, so I'll say it like talk like an old person, that it's glam world and everything. It is, it is. You get to meet a lot of cool people, but they are eh, shoot, writing, editing. It's hard work. It's really, really, really intense work and tiring work, both mentally and physically. So if you love that, no, that by the end of shoot day you are dead, but you know tomorrow morning at 8 you have a call time and you'll wake up with the same energy. If you know that, then start with your internal journey of becoming a filmmaker, and just try to answer why you want to become a filmmaker. If you crack that, then everything else will fall in its place. You'll figure your way out. I don't come from a film family. I think I navigated my way around. So that you can do. I personally think, I'm not saying going to a film school is important. I don't have an opinion on that because I didn't go to a film school. I studied a film course from Mumbai University, but try to study films as much as you can to
On your
expand
own.
your. Sorry.
On your own, like study
Yeah,
films.
yeah, on your own, and that will expand the way you look at things. Possibilities increase हो जाती हैं फिर उससे. So I think that's it. That's all the advice I have.
Any future plans and project currently you're working?
Uh, yeah, I have a bunch of things happening, but I am not sure if I'm able to, like, I won't be able to talk about or name things. But hey,
Feature films. We're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
feature films.
yeah,
Oh,
feature,
okay,
feature.
okay.
Shorts have
Great.
a couple of feature length things are happening, writing direction wise. So let's see, we're trying to put together. And apart from that, same music videos, maybe a podcast soon. uh, Work with the company is happening, Semicolon Films. Uh, a bunch of things. So this entire 2024 New Year, New Me sounds very off, but it's been super hectic this week, and hopefully the rest of the year will be hectic, super hectic, and that's the fun part of it. But yeah, a couple of things happening soon, soon. Let's hope, hopefully soon.
Thank you, Vidar, for joining the show.
Thank you so much for.
Lovely talking to you.
Same here, man. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing more of your work. I really enjoyed a couple of video essays I saw, and I'm happy
Thank you.
someone in India is doing this.
It really means a lot. Like,
I really appreciate it, and thank you for calling me for this super cool conversation, man. I really appreciate it as well. Take care. Have a good one. Bye, Akash.
bye. Bye.